today I'm going to be changing the shocks on my 2009 Lancer. Winter time is around the corner. The shocks are bad. I've already changed the passenger side, so I'm going to change the driver's side. You got two bolts. See, one here, one there. A lot of YouTubers, YouTube videos that I watch, say you have to take out the stabilizer, which is right here. And honestly, you don't gotta take it out. You could definitely bypass that. Okay, so there's a couple plastic clips that you gotta take out. There's actually 3 of them. First one is right here, but this piece is broken here, so I don't gotta take out this one here. There's one here, and there's one on the other side in the back here. And here's one bolt. That's actually my ground wire for my amp is on that bolt. So you got one bolt here you gotta take out, and then the other one in the back, right here. So after you take out those 2 bolts, then you could take out the bolts underneath, or you could do it whichever way you like. It doesn't matter as long as they're all off. So let's get that done. All right, so there's a better view from in the trunk. So one bolt here, one bolt here. You gotta remove those bolts. All right, so these 2 bolts here are 17. So I got my 17 here, which is gonna go in the back to hold on to the bolt. And then I'm gonna use my impact in the front. Obviously I can't do this on camera, so I'm gonna do it off camera. I'm gonna take out these 2 bolts. Get the WD-40. I'm gonna spray a little bit on there. Let it sit. Let it sit for a little bit. And then we're gonna attempt to take out these bolts again. All right, so a couple of minutes has passed, so I decided what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to break that bolt with a breaker bar. Let's see how that works. All right, was able to get it loose with the breaker bar, and we're gonna finish it off with impact. All right, so we got those bolts off. Next, you wanna get a hammer, knock them out. And where's the hammer? I got my hammer right here. Try to do this with one hand. Then off camera, I'm gonna use this, put it right here, use the hammer, knock it out. Same thing with this side here. Here are the bolts. One was here, one was there. Now we're gonna go to the top of the shock, right here, and then we are gonna finally remove that one bolt here. And then we have the second one right there. Just like that. We got a deep 14 socket. It's really hard to do this with one hand. You know what? We're gonna do this off camera. Let's see how it goes. Both bolts are out. One was right here, and then the other one on the side. Pull aside my ground for my system. A lot of guys take out the stabilizer link. I'm not gonna do that because I've already taken out the other side without getting that done. So what I'm gonna do, I got a big flathead screwdriver. Just gonna put it here. Gonna pry this out. It's coming down a little bit. All right. That's it. The shock is very loose. Gonna take it off camera. So basically I'm just gonna put some pressure, apply some pressure right here, and then pull it out. Yeah, so here you have it. The shock is out here, and the stabilizer link is still on. Let's pull this right out. There you have it. Shock is out. Very important message. before you take out the nut here, which is a 14 mil, make sure you look at exactly how the shock is and put it back the exact same way, because I put it wrong on the passenger side and I had to take it out and do it over. So once again, look at exactly how the shock is before you take it out so you can put it back the exact same way. That is very important. So before I take out this bolt right here, what I'm gonna do, I learned a little trick from the last install on the passenger side. So I'm gonna use 2 straps. All right, there you have it, 2 straps. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna pass it through right here, this hole, and then it's gonna be hooked onto the spring to hold the compression of the spring. Because once you take off this bolt here, the whole spring, everything is just gonna fly out. So I don't want that to happen again like last time. I learned my lesson the hard way. I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna strap it on, and I'll take it off the top bolt. When you don't have the proper tools, you just gotta use what you have. So there you have it. One here, hooked here, one here. Now we're gonna do this twice. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it this way to take out this bolt so it doesn't fly out, and then when we're reinstalling the new shock, then we're gonna strap it back, do the same thing, put it back on. Bolt is out, which is right here. Look at that, still intact. All right, that's out. Spring is out. Then we're gonna take this out, put it in the new shock. You gotta take out this rubber here, put it on a new shock, and just do the reverse. When you put it back on the springs, you gotta make sure that this part right here, so there's a smaller part at the top here, a bigger part here, this part has to line up with this part of the shock. And for the top portion, this little part, this end part here has to go, not too sure if you guys can see it on the camera, but right here, it has to sit right here when you're putting it back together. Earlier in the video, I said that you have to do the reverse, so we're gonna use strap once again. Bottom here, use the other piece. You're gonna compress the springs so we could put on the top of the shock. The bolt is back on. The strap is still on. I'm gonna take it out. You wanna get this bolt here to line up with this hole of the shock for when you're installing it back in. Right, now that we got the shock all back together, once again, off camera, I gotta get it back in this hole here. And it's simple. Push this part down, push a shock in there, push it in. We're just basically doing the reverse from what we did to take it out. Just like that, the shock is in place. So I'm gonna get these 2 bolts lined up in this hole here, one there. Now, what you wanna do is once you get it up there, you wanna put the bolts on, these bolts here, from the inside to hold up the shock. And then you'll get back to this bolt at the bottom here. You're gonna put in this one here, and you're gonna put in that one. Now, to get this to line up, you gotta use the jack, which is why earlier I said that I'm gonna use the jack stand. So I'm gonna drop the car on the jack stand, take out the jack, put the jack right here to push it up to get everything lined up. Now that the shock is in place, the top is bolted, you basically want to line up that hole there and line it up, get the screw, and then put the screw in from the back, put it through here, and then I'm going to show you how to do this second one here to line up in here, and that's using the jack. All right, I got the first one right here. Now let's just give it a knock. Just like that, came through. Now for the second one, we're gonna remove the jack. The jack stands here. Just gonna drop the car on top of the jack stand. Take out the jack, rest it right here, line it up, and then we're gonna raise up the jack until this hole is lined up with this hole. Put the bolt through there, and that's it. See if I could catch a little piece of this on camera for you guys. Bringing up the jack. It's not there. I'm gonna bring it down and try again. Right, so off camera, I was able to get these two bolts back by using the jack. You gotta use the jack. You gotta jack up this part here to line up the holes, which I did, and I'm gonna get these two bolts on. I'm gonna tighten the two bolts at the top in the trunk, put back on the wheel, and yeah, we're good to go. Yes, I know my rotors, something's definitely happening here. I'm gonna get that fixed. I'm gonna get this the new rotors and throw them on. I already have the brake pads. As soon as the rotors come in, I'm gonna change that with the brake pads. All right, so the top bolts, they're all tightened now. One here, two here. Like I mentioned earlier, this thing is broken. It's okay. Missing a couple clips. I'll get a couple clips put there. That's all right. Back down here, everything is good here. If I was able to help at least one person with this install today, I've accomplished something, because I was looking for videos to get this done. It was very hard. Hopefully I detailed it enough that you guys understand exactly how the process works. But yeah, thank you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.